Good morning, everybody. Just would like to take this opportunity to share something with you all. Something that's actually kept me up all night. Something kind of heavy that's on my heart. I had a very deep conversation with somebody who I care about dearly just this morning in regards to what we will be doing moving forward with our lives, with our relationship, and it wasn't the easiest conversation. Usually at this time you tend to listen and hear some of the damage that you can do to somebody's life just by the most subtle things. By the end of the conversation, I had to pray. And I was begging God to remove something from me that I've been asking Him to remove for years. However, it just now became apparent that my prayers in the past were prayers that were in vain, because I asked Him to remove from me this lying tongue, and at the same exact time, I was thinking of a lie to say. I think this might be the very first time where God is completely shaking me up. I didn't go back to sleep until about 3:46 in the morning, almost 4 this morning. And in the midst of that time, I had 2 dreams that I probably will not forget, period, any time in my life. It's something that's very heavy to me, and I just want to share with you all these 2 dreams that I had. Ooh. The very first dream was that James Payne, some individuals on this earth like me, some don't. However, because of my transgressions, my iniquity, and my continual unrepentance, I was sent to hell for my sins. I actually visited hell, and it wasn't the most easiest experience to remember. The one thing that I remember directly in this very first dream was that I was sent to hell for having a lying tongue. And while down there, I had a total of 5 demons that held me, restrained me by my ankles, by my wrists, by my head. And one demon who actually grabbed my tongue. And this demon stretched my tongue out to about 55 feet, 55 meters. I just know that the number 55 was there. And I remember one of the demons making it clear that because of my lying tongue, that was the year that I died, which was 55. My tongue was stretched out to 55 feet, meters, yards, I don't know. I just know it got stretched out to a number that said 55. And because of my lying tongue, the punishment that I faced in hell was, for every one lie that I told in the flesh, I received 1,000 cuts with a razor blade on my tongue. The items actually changed. It went from some very dull glass to even burning with very hot rocks, cutting it with hot rocks. Just anything to completely damage and shred my tongue. And this particular punishment repeated itself over and over again for eternity, using different items every single time. And my tongue just was shredded. Absolutely shredded. I'm not necessarily sure how many lies that I told in my life, but I know it's a lot. And as much as I like to say I don't do it intentionally or maliciously, the damage still has been done no matter what I try to do. After like the fourth go around of my tongue being mutilated by either a razor blade, some glass, hot rocks, a sword, an axe, like it was multiple things, you guys. Like this is something that I can't make up. It's just something that's very difficult to understand. After the fourth go around, I woke up. I stood up, stayed awake until about 5:46, 5:47 a.m. and attempted to lay back down, and I noticed that I didn't go back to sleep until about 6:15. And that's where Dream 2 happened. And in Dream 2, I'm actually standing at my judgment. And yeah, it's not a good thing whatsoever as to what I'm hearing. Everything that I've done in the flesh, the many individuals who I deceived, a lot of individuals who I've done wrong, misled, misspoke, everything. And I absolutely, in my mind, knew that I was going straight to hell. There was nothing that changed it. However, God sits there in my judgment and looks at me right in the face and said, for your indiscretions, your iniquity, and your sin, you have been forgiven. But it still needs to be paid for. And I hear God with a loud shout scream out, come forth. And I look in behind God, and in the very far distance, I just see this shape that's just walking. Just walking. Cannot see what it is. And this person is walking. It felt like almost an hour in the dream, but just walking for a long period of time. And as the individual got closer, I seen who it was. And it was my mother. The person who God called forth to take payment for my sin was my mother. And at this time in the dream, I'm legitimately begging God, like, no, this is my fault. This is my sin. I deserve that place. She does not. God is just and God is righteous in everything that he does. And he says these words. My seventh commandment says to honor thy mother and thy father. And this child, your child in the flesh, dishonors you. And it is your fault for his iniquity. Depart from me. And I witnessed my mom get sent to hell on the strength of what I've been doing wrong here. Both of these dreams has completely shaken me up in such a way where I'm humbled and at the same time happy. I'm humbled just because we all understand the strength of our iniquity, of our sin. But do we really understand where it can send us? Do we really understand what it can do to individuals who tried to raise us? Please do not mistake, I'm not mentioning that I would be happy because in dream number 2 I witnessed my mom go to hell. That's one person, if anybody, any of my friends or family knows my mother, who does not deserve that, it would be her. She had many indiscretions. She had many different things that she did, but she does not deserve that place because she had a repentant heart and she had a relationship with God, hands down. And the strength is that I'm boggled to think the question, does even what we do now affect their judgments as well? Will the things that we do on this earth, and individuals who are deceased out of the flesh, away from this earth, individuals who has raised us, who has put time into us to make us better people, have a relationship with God, individuals who seek Him and seek Him first, do we have that strength to ruin their relationship with God? I'm sorry. That's just the question that came to my mind after this dream. The only reason why I am any bit remotely happy is to have a dream like this. Still tells me in some way, shape, or form that God is still giving me a chance to make everything right with Him first. These dreams that I've had is something that I wouldn't want anyone to actually visit or see or understand. It's heavy. I didn't know how much people both look up to me and expect me to be honest 100% of the time. Because I've been given a strength, I've been given a power to motivate a lot of individuals. I've been given the gift to actually motivate people, bringing those people closer to God. And the only thing that I am doing more often than not is lying. I have to take this time just to thank God for giving me those dreams. Although it's not easy whatsoever. I'm pretty sure on the next coming days, just on the strength of these dreams, I'm going to start reaching out and making a lot of phone calls to a lot of people to apologize and to actually speak to them what I have lied to them about. I don't want to have on my heart at all that it was because of me saying something to you, being disrespectful to you, lying to you, misspeaking. I don't want it to be because of me that you get sent to hell. Out of all people, especially my mother. I did this today to honest to goodness truth. I asked God publicly to forgive me for all my transgressions and give me the absolute strength to speak to those people who I have done wrong, thought wrong about, said something bad to, lied to. I ask for each one of those individuals to humbly take my phone call and even if it's difficult for you to forgive me, just to at least listen. It's about time that I come clean on a lot of things. I would justify so many times, in so many ways, the actual fight and struggling with lying. Honestly, it has been a struggle. I would applaud myself and look up at myself when there was a day, maybe two, maybe three, that I can go with absolutely not saying a single lie, having my communication 100%. And then I would fall all over again. And then convince myself it's not bad because I did it 3 days. I can do that all over again. I want to be able to do it forever. So if anybody cares about me, anybody cares about my soul, to include the individuals that I've wronged and or disrespected, I ask you, pick up your phone, look at your email, look at Facebook Messenger, because I might be reaching out to you. And I just ask, listen and consider. I love you all. God bless. I know this one post will actually be a series of many. Hopefully not this scary, and hopefully not this sad. Pray for me, everybody, because it's going to be a bumpy road. But if it